Welcome to Pathworking the Tree of Life with the Alchemical Kabbalah. This week, we are connecting to the eternal and triumphant intelligence, Path of Vav, the teacher. The letter Vav means nail in Hebrew, and it's that which connects one thing to another. This is the intelligence that connects all things and holds all things together in the seeming appearance of countless forms of the all. The teacher is the superconscious intelligence that is connected to everything behind the veil of the appearances of separation. As such, this intelligence directs all its forms and expressions of the one in the way of the one triumphant will. In human beings, this intelligence functions as the intuition or inner instruction. This is experienced many ways, from a gut feeling to the still small inner voice within you. Establishing real inner communication with this intelligence is the work of this path for every aspirant. And it's said, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. This is absolutely as it is. The appearance of the teacher is not always as one might imagine, but it is always known by the student when it occurs. So I would like everyone listening to this, watching this, to listen very carefully as one of our teachers here recites the truth about the self, number 2 on the pattern on the trestle board. Can someone please unmute yourselves and state that? And everyone else listen to every word.
Through me, its unfailing wisdom takes form in thought and word.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Can someone else please state the number 4 truth about the self on the pattern on the trestle board? And everyone else listen to every word.
From the exhaustless riches of its limitless substance, I draw all things needful, both spiritual and material.
Thank you. So the intelligence that is within you, that is the teacher, connects the unfailing wisdom in thought and word to all things needful, both spiritual and material, for us on the path. This is the truth and the living experience of the teacher. The more one trusts in this within yourself and are obedient to this inner instruction, the more confident one is in the way. The teacher guides us and will guide you always in all your ways. This is a grace given to all of us. Please take some deep breaths and center in your abdomen. Feel the weight of the body in your chair. Breathe in the imagery of the letter Vav before you within the gold tattva of earth. Breathe this image in deeply. Breathe this golden square in and exhale it. As you breathe it in again, I want you to imagine this golden square now becomes a golden cube, filling you with light. And the letter Vav is glowing within you like a candle flame. Close your eyes and see this flame within you. Just feel it. Breathing deeply, ask yourself, what is it that knows the image of this flame within you? As you ask this, you feel the glowing golden light of the cube burn brightly in your awareness and burn away all the dross, that is no longer needed. In your awareness, you feel this perfect cube of light goes in all directions. And you can see anywhere you wish to see in this light. You are connected to all other points. You find yourself now in the middle of a pearl gray stone temple chamber. It's glowing with the presence of living wisdom. You recognize this is a temple of wisdom. Feel the holy light of this inner temple and sense now the presence within you and before you. Trust in this. Your self-conscious and your subconscious mind bow in reverence and humility for the one living teacher who was, who is now, and who will be. Be still and listen. Know that your connection to the one has just been blessed by the same one life that is. When you're ready, staying centered and relaxed, everyone please unmute yourselves one at a time and share your insights. And whatever you wish to share with this week's key, the teacher.
I'm going to say something that I hope is not inappropriate. But I've been questioning about this key for a while at the top of these pillars. They're very female in anatomy. And so I'm wondering if that is that done intentionally? Even as we just did this exercise, the key going into that part and thinking of that as a portal or a womb space.
Yes.
Is that the intention of that key?
Well, that's a very good question. What do you think?
I really think it is.
Okay. I can see how you would see that. And to me, it looks almost like a yod here at the bottom. Is how it strikes me. Do you see that?
Yes, it does. Yeah, I never saw that.
Like a yod, right?
Yeah.
And we know yod is the divine seed. So what I will say to your question, Starlet, is that's an excellent observation, and the power of creation expresses itself on every level.
And I'm thinking about the one that I chose was the one on the left and with the
Okay.
5 senses in a star shape almost. Grabbing the
Ah,
key, and it's the key
yeah.
to the sensory, the key to the,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, that's what I'm feeling
Great.
from
Okay.
this card at this
Got it.
moment.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, so let me just speak to that real quickly, very briefly. The mysteries, they do deal with all of the energies of life, right? So there's nothing unholy in creation. In the West, we have all kinds of ideas about everything, right? About everything. But especially when these keys really started becoming more uh popular in the mass mind was over 100 years ago. Not these particular keys, but the predecessors of them. And people were still had very much a Victorian mindset. And of course, we in the West, we're very much influenced by puritanical uh ideas and whatnot. But the point is, there is nothing unholy in creation. That's the way we are trained. We train ourselves to look at everything within us. It doesn't mean that things can't be used inappropriately or or abused or done, without integrity or more, what we know in our heart is correct or right. Of course, people do that all the time, right? And then they learn from it. Hopefully we can one of the things we can do is if we listen to our actual teacher, it saves us a lot of suffering. Anyone else?
His crown is in the sun. It's orange up there on top.
Hmm. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Good pickup. Yeah, this is the number 5 tarot key, and the letter evolve is the number 6 tarot key. Anyone else?
It's funny.
Yeah.
I'll share a few things. The 2 pillars. Starlet saw the female anatomy, and I kind of saw that before, but I also saw ears. For some reason, it makes me think of ears.
Ears, yes, right. And hearing, which is the function of this key is hearing. Good pickup.
And then,
Excellent.
so that got me looking at it got me thinking about the hearing of the word, receiving of the word, and seeing
Yes.
the tattva
Yep.
at the throat level.
Right.
So it's like the reception of the word, in some way there.
Yes.
And when you look
Excellent.
at the staff that he's holding, you
Mhm.
see it looks like the tree with the levels of the tree, and the word would be the sort of the central piercing aspect of the rod going through the planes,
Yep.
right from Keter.
That is a great, great observation. You are spot on, Jesse. Keep going.
I guess for me, it causes me to realize that it's really not me doing it, in the sense that, like, sometimes you want to do the right thing and you want to say the right thing, but you just don't have the words. And it makes me kind of realize that it's not supposed to be coming from me.
Mhm.
in the sense of the persona me.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
and so it kind of just helps to put together that pattern that
Yeah. Excellent. And this staff that the teacher holds goes all the way from the top all the way to the bottom. It's from Keter to Malkut.
Also related to those ideas, the crescent at the throat is related to, because this is Taurus and the throat chakra,
Yes.
and hearing, and like you mentioned, hearing, and
Mhm.
there was a couple other things. Yeah, the moon is exalted in Taurus. This key is associated with Taurus,
Yes.
and there's kind of like well, in other keys, it often looks like there's bull's horns at the top of the chair. Not so
Yeah,
much
and
in
you can
this
see
one.
them intimated here, right?
Right, right.
Yep.
It's a couple
Excellent.
ideas it made me think of.
Thank you, Richard. Excellent.
Yeah, I'll just share real briefly regards to the kind of just the feeling of the key, or at least whenever I look at this key along with the acolytes there, because with the amount of like looking at the color white and knowing it's related to the crown and just how it's kind of spread out throughout the key, which it's rather balanced. But one thing that always jumps out at me is the two at the bottom of the two acolytes, the white circle, that space.
Right here.
Yeah,
Mhm,
correct,
mhm.
on their heads. And just
Yep.
how, with the, and so kind of the zooming out larger feel for it is just the amount of openness and lovingness from the teacher, because the keys are laid out right there, right in front. And, the student seeking a teacher, again, who seeks out whom, that's a different discussion, but just with the fact of the them showing reverence and say a certain way of like deferring to an authority, looking towards the teacher for whatever they're wishing to learn, grow, understand, however it may be. But
Mhm.
the thing with the teacher, not only is there just something that's very serene there, but it's the fact that it's not so much a essence of teaching, but it's more essence remembering. Because with the keys, just the way one way to look at it is like it's right there. It's readily, it's at their hands.
Yep.
Just saying that the the treasure you seek is right here laid before, and yet they're they're also still looking to the teacher. And so with this type of thing, it's not so much I'm going to teach you something and you'll be elevated to a thing, but it's more I'm helping you remember something that you already are. And that's those white spots are like they're looking to the teacher, when in reality it's you already have the thing you're looking for. It's the, oh my God, it's that old analogy of the princess looking for a necklace, and she sends off all of her servants to look all around the palace for her
Mm.
necklace.
Mhm.
And then it's only until as she reaches down to touch her chest and breastbone that she realizes the necklace is around her neck the entire time. And
Nice.
so just that type of essence of remembering of like the true wisdom, the true gold, the true knowing, which is really something that's already been there. It's just more of an act of remembering, uh, versus looking outward and finding and trying to
Mhm.
get material thing. But I'll
Yep.
just stop it there. But yeah, just want to share that.
Great. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yep.
Very nice. All right. Okay. Let's see here.
I think
Mhm.
the interesting thing is too that the key before has the emperor who's the father of the two, but yet they have to learn that there's always a universal father too. Interesting.
You're saying the teacher is the universal father?
Yes.
Yes, very nice. Yes. Exactly.
I heard someone mention something about the white circles on their heads.
Uh-huh.
I believe those are haircuts. They're called tonsures. They're monks have them. Their heads are shaved on the top.
Hmm.
It's like
Yes. Yeah,
a
great.
priestly haircut.
Right.
It like might have something to do with the pineal gland exposing the head to more. I don't know what their exact idea is, but
No, great.
they're
Yeah. Right.
it's called
Making,
a tonsure, I believe.
thank you. Yeah.
I have a question
Yeah.
real quick. With regards to the cross or the X or whatever, how's that to be interpreted on the teacher's hand? So if you look
Wow.
on the hands,
Yeah,
the cross
and the
on
feet.
the teacher. Yes, and the
And the
feet,
feet.
correct. Yep.
So yeah, that's a good question. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, on one hand, and when it's like the cross, like cross in Christianity, but just the way it's shaped, though, it doesn't really. There is, I mean, it could be interpreted as that, but it just looks like also like this, a slightly fancy X, but at the same
Uh-huh.
time, it's like there's something about two lines overlapping to form that cross, that kind of bullseye, you know,
Mm-hmm.
type of like a fine point. It's one thing to be on a line, but when you have two lines there's that XY axis, and you're just
Yeah.
I think of like with the teacher where it's like they have, cutting through the 55 layers and getting to the heart and getting to the core in just a very effortless, poignant manner. There's
Okay.
that, but again, thinking from Christianity, I'm just thinking the cross for
Yes.
the
Right.
cross.
Got it.
Makes me think of navigation a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
You got
Latitude,
the
longitude.
kind of got me thinking with the ears. We tend to use the ears to hone in or to aim or
Mhm.
to sight. Like
Mhm.
it takes two ears really to triangulate a source
Yes.
of something.
Right.
So here we have the two opposites working to triangulate the whatever it is, the source,
Right.
right?
Right. And so, yeah, there's a lot of red here too, right? There's a lot of activity going on, but this is inner activity, right? We're in the temple here. And the self-conscious and subconscious are both directly facing the superconscious. It's not like in the Lover's Key where the self-conscious is kind of like obscured from the higher, right? This is very much an intimate inner experience with the self as the teacher. We've seen this archetype play out for a long time, right? In religious settings. And religion, the word, we know it comes from the word root for union, right? Like yoga, which is union. And what we're uniting here is our self-conscious, our subconscious, and our superconscious, just like we are in the Lover's Key. Here it's a little, it's more enclosed. It's not in nature, right? But it's in our inner sanctum. And this is a very very real experience on the path where we hear the inner guidance spoken to us. We can receive it in so many different ways, and we don't ever limit the way in which the teacher can and will and does speak to us. All we have to do is assume the position here of the self-conscious on the right and the subconscious on the left. And we do it simultaneously. This is the whole art of Kabbalah in a nutshell, in this one key. It's active receptivity to the self.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see here. Hold on.
Those also could be yarmulkes, beside a haircut.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. Kind of like that. Okay. So, So thank you all for sharing your insights. So this week, there's not going to be a long explication on the teacher key. Okay. What's important in our work this week is to simply do the core practice and to not settle for anything less than hearing the inner voice within you. If it speaks to you, make an appeal to yourself that you will not settle for anything less than hearing the inner guidance that is within you. This is not a metaphor. Listen until you hear. Whatever you can present whatever question you wish to, whatever's pressing you. What is most heavy on your heart or most pressing on your heart? Hopefully there's nothing heavy on your heart. But whatever's most pressing to you, present that as a question to the teacher as you hold that imagery within this week. As you go to bed, hold that imagery up in your inner vision and ask for and allow and accept the guidance of the self, and then let it go. But do not settle for anything less than hearing the still small voice within you. When you receive your guidance, act on it. The teacher key, what you see is in how the teacher's hand is shown. There's the two fingers that are held up like this, right? Which is in contrast to the deceiver, which is saying all you see is all there is, right? The teacher tells you the truth and says, look, not all is revealed. So what this is saying is the experience of the Hierophant and the teacher. And that is this: when you receive your inner guidance, the whole mystery of your instruction is never revealed to you until you act upon it. That's the way. When you act upon your own real inner instruction, more is revealed. And then we go back and we lean on the self and we're guided step by step. And as we do so, the path unfolds before us. And this is the way. May we all be blessed to receive the blessings of the inner voice of the teacher this week, and have the grace to be true to ourselves. This concludes our outer class on the path of the teacher. Floor is now open for any questions or comments.